It's your girl, Carlivette. Welcome to Elevate the Good, a podcast featuring organic conversations with good people living an elevated life and loving it, inspiring to elevate the good within you so you would live out loud with good vibes only. Be self-serving with goodness to unleash your greatness. Think the good, do the good, be the good. All things good. So let's get to it. Hello, Aaron Spaulding. Welcome to Elevate the Good. I have finally got you down, got you to be still enough because I know you're a busy man. So welcome and thank you for coming.
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate this.
So just so my folks who know, I met you last week officially at Art Mezzo.
Which was a fantastic event.
Oh my God, it was so awesome.
Yeah.
So I did have Jennifer on, Jennifer Sutton.
Oh,
she was one of my guests.
Yeah.
I know. So through Ronnie McBride, who knows everybody in the world.
Including me.
Right, of course. And that's how I met you as well. But I met you that was last week, right?
It sure
oh my
was.
gosh,
Last
time is flying, but yeah. So I walk up into the venue and there's these beautiful classic vehicles. Now I was just mesmerized by the vehicles, and then later I meet you and you tell me you're responsible for those vehicles being there.
Yes.
So that's how our conversation started. But let's stop for a second. Give me some history and background on your fabulous life, because you didn't get to curating these classic vehicles out of nowhere. Where are you from?
Southern California.
Oh, okay.
Born and raised, city of Compton.
Okay. Oh my gosh. One of my other guests, Cheryl Shiver, she was on a few weeks ago, and she's from Compton. Some great stories are coming from Compton.
Let me tell you something. This is what I tell people all the time. The Williams sisters are from Compton.
Right.
I mean, so, it's not where you start, it's where you finish.
There we go. And that's exactly why I wanted you to be here, because of our conversation that we had over those 2 days. It was so elevating. Elevate the good.
Yes.
And, it was so natural and it came from you. So I didn't even, because of course I didn't ask you where you're from and what's your background.
Right.
But it's just like I can feel the passion coming from you in everything that you talked about.
Yes.
And I think that our life should be that way. We should have a life that we shouldn't want a vacation from, basically. You know what I mean? And you were living it. And so that energy is what, I was attracted to. And so I was like, come on, be on Elevate the Good. So tell us about... Okay, so I'm going to jump around. So there's an event coming up, Concours d'Elegance.
There you go.
Woo, I said it right.
That sounds good. Oh, boy.
So all that to say, so we could work backwards from your experience. So there is this event coming up.
Yes.
It's a classic car exhibition.
That's correct.
Okay, so can we learn more about it from you? Because I want you to tell me your baby. What is Concours d'Elegance?
It's a pleasure to tell you. And Concours d'Elegance is a French term. It means a show of elegance.
Okay.
400 years ago, when all the aristocrats who had lots of money and what have you, they would run around town in their horse-drawn carriages. They would meet at the park on a Saturday, and they would have a little competition. Whose chariot is the prettiest with the most gold, the most ornate? Whose horses are the prettiest? So it was actually the first car show.
Wow.
But it's a concours d'elegance. It was mostly the aristocrats, the upper crust of society, because the average person couldn't afford a horse-drawn carriage back then. And so that's where it came from. So it's a French term, and it's a very lot of pomp and circumstance involved. Mm-hmm. You have these elegant automobiles, mostly from the we call it the pre-World War era. There's two eras in automobile collecting: pre-war and post-war. Okay. Now, this is a lesson for you. Okay. So I'm going to test you after this is done.
Oh, let me get my notebook. I was like, hold on.
Pre-war is before World War II.
Okay.
Post-war is after World War II.
Okay.
So there were some very beautiful, grand automobiles built during that time period, right before and during the Great Depression. Mm-hmm. Turned out some of the most elegant, beautiful cars ever made. Duesenberg, Packard, Hispano-Suiza, Bugatti.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
You're talking about some automobiles that were all handmade, beautiful ornamentation, beautiful flowing lines, all this chrome, just to take your breath away.
Wow.
And as time goes on, now these cars are 80, 90, 100 years old, and most of them are priceless. There are some cars that are priceless, mm-hmm. and that's what I do. And you're wondering, how did a little boy from Compton ended up being a concours judge.
Right. So that's how now we can go back to your background and history, working from Compton up to you being involved with these beautiful classic cars.
I'm glad you asked. I had the pleasure and the honor and the blessing of having a fantastic father who's still very much with me.
Oh.
My father was a car nut. It's a gene that you get from your father. And my dad and his buddies are running around Los Angeles in the 50s in little tiny sports cars, MGs, Jaguars, Triumphs, Austin Healey's, when no one was driving around in little sports cars. And that's where it all started. My dad's passion and love for sports cars and classic cars. As a child, he would take me everywhere with him. And my dad was bigger than life to me.
Right.
As a matter of fact, he still is. I'll get to that later. We would go to the races. I mean, the automobile races. We would go here. We would go to car shows. And when he was home from work, there was no question. Whatever he's doing, I'm doing.
Right.
Period.
Right. You
know, if he was into potato chips, I'd be eating potato chips back. I just mimicked him. It was really interesting. But that's where I got it from. The passion and the love and respect for automobiles. I got it from my father.
So now, did you study vehicles, or was it just from your natural experience being up close and personal, and then did you go into an industry with cars?
Yes, I'm dealing with cars right now, as a matter of fact, as a profession. My father never had the opportunity to go into business with automobiles. He was always doing pharmaceutical sales and what have you, because he was a family man, and his whole thing was, I got to take care of you guys.
Right.
And his passion was always just off to the side. But he encouraged me as I was growing up. He says, if you do what you want to do and you're good at it, it's not a job. I want you to chase your dreams. And it was said to me and my brothers and sisters. So thank God for him. I mean, I'm 56 years old, sitting here next to you. I run an auto body and paint shop, and I own a restoration shop, and I'm a concours judge. Life is good.
Wow. Okay, so your shops are here. Tell me what is the name of them?
Well, V's Customs. I've been working at V's Customs Body Shop on Camilton Road for 18 years.
Oh, wow.
The proprietor and owner is Vernon Raven.
Okay.
A fantastic man.
And what is your role there?
I manage the facility.
Okay,
I'm a facility manager.
Okay.
So I don't really get involved in the nuts and bolts of working on cars every day anymore, which is fine. But I get teased about that too. I go in the back of the shop to do my production schedule or deal with the guys in the back and say, put your hands out. Oh, they're too clean. Go back.
Right.
Go back in the office.
Now, so at some point in time, did you physically work on vehicles yourself? Or?
Yes, I still do.
Oh. What is it that you love about working on vehicles?
Well, again, going backwards to my father, whenever he was working on his cars, I would work on them with him. And there was a quiet calm working on automobiles. And my dad was never a rich man. So, I mean, his Austin Healey when I was a kid was an old sports car. So it always needed work.
Right.
And he couldn't afford, being a family man, to take it to the guy, oh, just do this. No, he did it. He did it. And what he would do, he would call his buddies and they'd all work on his car. And when they were done, they'd all go to the next car.
Oh, wow.
It was really fast. That's one thing I learned about that. That this hobby, it's not necessarily about money. It really isn't about money. That's what I'm trying to get through to people. But I've been working on cars my whole life.
That is, and so you asked me, like, why did you ask me to be on Elevate the Good? Just even starting off, this is the energy I felt, not even knowing the story about your dad, which is the whole premise of Elevate the Good. He elevated something that he loved to the extent that he felt comfortable or was able to do within the parameters, that it elevated something within you that is your passion. And then that's how we ignite each other. That's why I wanted you to be here, to ignite other folks who have whatever passion, not necessarily vehicles, but whatever. Just dig deep and just be honest with yourself and go live that thing. Like you said, it's not always about money. Unfortunately, we're in a system that we have limited ourselves because we think it's based on money.
Right.
And, of course, some things we can't do without, but do what you could do.
Sure.
What would you at? You know what I mean? And that's where our connection was, because you just talking about these vehicles were just like incredible. So, Concours d'Elegance. Tell us exactly what it is. It's a 2-day event that's coming up October
19th and
19th and 20th.
Which is next weekend.
That sure is. So tell
Mark
us
your calendars.
Save the date. Save the date. So tell us about this wonderful event.
we do this once a year. And we spend the other 11 and a half months planning it out, procuring cars. It's a year-long process to put together one concourse per year. It's exhaustive. What happens is that this year we're blessed to have cars. We can say cars from all over the world. We got cars coming from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
We have a car coming from Belgium, and that's huge. The car coming from Canada is the Aerolithe Bugatti. It's a handmade Bugatti, and it's one of the top 2 Bugattis in the world. It's priceless.
Okay.
It's made out of magnesium. You can't make anything
What?
out of magnesium. It's made out of magnesium. You can't make anything out of magnesium, so it's so hard to work with. This car,
right? I'm like,
yeah, this car is it takes your breath away when you see it, and we're so proud and happy to have it. The gentleman who did it, he owns a shop in Canada. Well, it's not really a shop; it's a corporation, and he runs it. His name's David Granger, real nice guy, and they've been working on that car for 4.5 years, and we have it. We approached them a year and a half ago, and they said, well, we can't do it. He called us out of the blue this year in March and says, you guys still want it?
like, yeah.
Yeah, we want it. And so we're just behind the scenes. We're like shaking and like, we got it. Yeah.
Right.
And when he got here, it did this U.S. tour. It started in Monterey, California. It was at the Beverly Hills Concours. Me and Ronnie flew out to Beverly Hills for the Beverly Hills Concours.
Oh, okay.
Just to meet with David.
So these exhibitions are curated by different groups
Yes.
of individuals or companies.
Yes.
Okay, and you're doing the Atlanta version.
That's right.
Okay. So how long has it been going on in Atlanta?
This is our 4th year.
Okay.
But it's our first year at Tyler Perry Studios.
Okay. So we're gonna go to that one.
Okay.
So you were out in California.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. Keep going. So go. I can't wait to get to that part. Go ahead. Go.
Well, it's funny because the woman who works with me, Ronnie McBride, you and I both know her. She's beyond. She's a fantastic woman. I'm so glad I met her, and I'm so glad we're working together.
So she's your PR.
Yes, she's PR and more.
And more, of course. Yeah. Ronnie's my homegirl. We from St. Louis. Yeah.
and I have no problem saying that. You know, it is what it is. But she had never been to a concours. I said, you know, if you're going to work with me, you got to go to one before because you're working on this one with me. So I made the mistake of taking her to the Beverly Hills Concours. Why do I take her to the second best concours in the world? Because now her expectation level.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Our chairman and co-chairman are like, oh God, she's going to be honest. I said, yep, she is.
Yes.
Because she's been to the mountaintop.
And she's fabulous in herself, so absolutely. Yeah.
Well, and it's so funny because she got a lot of ideas from it, but she was just blown away. It's hard to blow away Ronnie McBride. It's hard because she's been doing this for so long and at such a high level. She's blown away, and she's just like, I just can't. I can't fathom this. This is incredible. You got these Bugattis and Duesenbergs sitting in front of all those little places on Rodeo Drive.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. The concourse is on Rodeo Drive.
Got you. So it's not like in a venue.
Oh no, it's on Rodeo Drive.
Okay.
So we're sitting in front of Cartier, and there's 2. You walk out, and there's a Ferrari and there's a Porsche. You can't write that.
So now, are there security around these vehicles? Like, how is that? Okay. I'm trying to picture that. Like, so how's okay?
Yeah, but the event was absolutely beautiful. It was just breathtaking, and I've been to them before, being from California. But so she's just. When we got back, she had a respect for it, but she knows how one's supposed to be now.
Now you got to level up.
Oh yeah, and that's just what's good about her. So, but yeah. I specifically went there for 2 reasons. Number one, to meet up with David Granger, the owner of the Aerolithe Bugatti, to show him I'm here to support you. And when he saw my Atlanta Concours shirt, he just lit up like a Christmas tree. Now, of course, it's an Aerolithe Bugatti. Even in Beverly Hills, it was roped off on a red carpet. So everybody's taking pictures. No one can get in. He goes, Aaron. He lifts up the sanction, lets me in.
Wow.
So then all the people are like, who the hell is that?
Right. Is that a cousin? Nice.
And he's like, I'm so glad you're here. I said, I'm glad I'm here too. So, but that's an example of the pomp and circumstance involved. That car, everyone in the car industry and outside, even casual people with cars, see that Bugatti like, oh my God.
Right. I can imagine. So now let's fast forward. You did the little tour in Beverly Hills. It's time to do Atlanta because the first one in Atlanta was in 2016. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Right, because you did them out at Chateau Elan once a year.
Beautiful venue.
And this year, drum roll, Tyler Perry Studios. So that is so super exciting because just what he's doing, how he just opened that thing up, you know, recently in terms of, you know, the stars with, you know, the Walk of Fame, because I have friends that are in the industry and they received their stars, and then the sound stages that he named, you know, Ruby Dee and Ozzy and Whoopi Goldberg, and just the legacy that he is beginning, because this is just the beginning, you know, and having the studio on an old Confederate, you know,
it's fantastic.
all of that. So now to have this event leave Chateau Elan and come to Tyler Perry, but then there's a little extra special reason why it's good that it's at Tyler Perry. Tell me why.
Well, we have an exhibit called the Black American Icons in Their Cars exhibit. That exhibit's never been done ever.
So this is the first time ever.
Yeah, for the whole world to see.
So what exactly is this exhibition?
It's an exhibition of iconic Black Americans and the cars that they had. It tells a story that's never been told before, and to say that I'm honored and humbled to be able to present this and to curate it is an understatement. I've just been doing so much research, and I'm finding out stuff, and I thought I was smart. Man, I was uncovering stuff about these cars and the people and what have you. Just to give you a snippet, we got James Brown's 1941 Lincoln Zephyr that's going to be there.
Wow.
In 1941, the car was rare, so now it's extremely rare, plus it was owned by James Brown.
Right.
And, boy, the car's gorgeous. Sammy Davis Jr.'s 1977 Rolls-Royce Cooke. And, of course, Sammy was part of the Rat Pack.
Right.
He and Frank went and bought their Rolls-Royces together at that time. Frank Sinatra.
Right.
You know, so it was a time in life where it was just incredible. You get these giants walking the face of the earth, and I can see those two sitting in the Rolls-Royce dealership. I want that one. Okay, I'm gonna get that one.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
And to tell you how Sammy was with cars, Sammy was a huge car collector. He had over 70 cars in his lifetime. This one's got 56,000 miles on it. A 77 Rolls-Royce Cooke.
Wow.
And when you see it, like, that's Sammy. It's beautiful.
So now it's exhibition. So who else is in this?
There's gonna be a couple other surprises there.
Oh, so we can't talk about the surprises.
No, we can't. So what happens is that all these cars are either owned by estates of the deceased person or private collectors.
Okay.
And none of the private collectors are black. These cars are worth a lot of money. So, and the people who own some of these cars, they don't understand. Okay, it's great you bought this car that was owned by this person, but you know, there's people who want to
see it.
You know, and they feel like, well, it's my car now, so I can do whatever I want. I can take my ball.
That's true.
I can take my ball and go home. Right. And it's true, but it's just why the hell did you buy the car? But anyhow, I mean,
So now, what about, are any of these vehicles kept in the original families, and then you know how you do museum pieces? I mean, is it the same?
Yes and no.
Okay.
The James Brown car is from the James Brown estate out in South Carolina.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, Yalma Brown's going to be there.
Cool.
I had the pleasure of talking to her, and I was so happy she's going to be there to represent her father.
Awesome.
So, it's owned by the estate. The estate is still functioning. They have maids there, the gardener. Everyone's still there, and they're working because the estate's still viable.
Right, you know? Right.
The Sammy Davis Rolls Royce is owned by a gentleman, ironically, who is a Rat Pack investor. He buys all the stuff from Dean Martin, anything that was Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., and Joy Bishop.
Does he happen to live in Vegas?
No, he lives in New York.
Oh, okay.
He owns a golf course in New York, and but he has all kinds of stuff. He has Dean Martin's Rolls Royce also.
Wow. Now, that's some coins right there.
He's a cool dude, though. He's like, okay, we found the car, and I told him the exhibit, he goes, it's about time someone did that.
Right.
Yeah, you come get it. Sammy would love it. And see, I like when he said that. He said Sammy would love it.
Wow.
He understands. Yeah, he gets it. He gets it, you know.
So how did you get involved? We're going to talk about the event in a second, because we can talk about the 2 days, what's going to happen.
Sure.
Because I want people to come, because this is going to be exciting. Mm-hmm. But how did you get involved specifically with the Concours?
Back home or here?
in Atlanta?
Well, I was a concours judge back home. I was involved with the LaCerte Concours from 1987 to 1995, and then I helped found the Huntington Beach Concours d'Elegance, which is still in effect.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I have to go back. I don't have to, but they always want me to come back, at least to come judge and say hi to everybody. But I didn't go this year, but I went last year, and it was, it's great to see that something you helped start is still going and going very strong. And I hate to say that's a beautiful concours. It's in Huntington Beach. You
got me a beach, so that's all.
in California, and it's so funny. We market that differently than the one in Westwood by UCLA. The one in Huntington Beach. I remember being involved in the beginning of it, and we're like, well, we can sort of say, when you finish surfing, put your surfboards down, put on a shirt, and drive 2 blocks and come to the concours.
So the 2 days here, October 19th, what's going to happen on the 2 days at Tyler Perry's studio with these vehicles? How many vehicles approximately do you have?
On the first day, there's 95 vehicles.
Okay.
And they're not concours quality cars. It's just a regular car show.
Okay.
So we have a regular car show scheduled for Saturday.
Okay.
Because we want people who don't have a $1 million car to still be a part of it.
Right. I got you.
You know what? It's only fair, like you said earlier about, the ability. Well, I can't. You can't afford a Duesenberg, but hell, who can?
Right. But you still want to, be involved in activities around it.
So the Saturday show is we call it open car show.
Okay.
And as long as your car is nice, and we've already selected the cars.
Okay.
They're going to be there. We're going to have about 85 on that day, and some of the exhibits will be out too. The Black Icon exhibit will be present, and we're also going to have an exhibit from the Porsche Museum in Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll get into that later. Now, and then Sunday is the Big Daddy. That's the concours. This is when we have the cars from all over the world, the Aerolithe Bugatti. We have we have Mae West Duesenberg.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you went way back there.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're the curator of these vehicles. You're the one that's procuring all of this. I know that.
Oh, I'm just one. I'm just one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm on the board, and I'm involved in it, and I help recruit the cars.
Gotcha.
But the main force behind it is Harry Cricks, our vice chairman. He's a go-getter, and like me, he's got a lot of experience, and he was affiliated with the Amelia Island concours in Florida for years.
Okay.
And he helped found this one with Bill Wallet. But yeah, we were so happy.
Yeah, I saw that guy. His name is Bill Wallet. I was like, that's very apropos, right? Like, you gotta have that money.
You gotta have that money.
So now, so 2 days. So now it's open to the general public?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And so where do we get tickets for the event?
Go online. Go to our website, www.atlantaconcours.org.
Okay. And Concours doesn't have an E on the end of that,
No,
right?
No. CONCOURS.
Okay.
Matter of fact, you just put the word Atlanta Concours in your search engine, it comes right up.
Okay. And so now when they get the tickets, you get a ticket for each day, or is one ticket covers both days, or how does that work?
One ticket covers both days.
Okay.
There's a $75 ticket for both days. As a matter of fact, right now, as you and I are speaking, it's discounted up until the 18th.
Oh, okay. Now, is it kid friendly?
Oh, very kid.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
Very kid friendly. Matter of fact, we encourage kids because we have kids from the local high school going to be there.
Okay.
And we're going to take them through and tell them the history of the automobile and show them, because we have cars from 1902.
Wow.
We call it the brass era. In the beginning of the 19th century, you had brass era. All the cars made of brass and steel. They're gorgeous. And they were very rare now for obvious reasons. So we have 4 brass era cars there.
Wow.
Because
my nephew, I'm lying, my godson, I don't even know why I said nephew, but my godson, he's 10, he'll be 11 soon, love classic cars.
Oh, okay.
He can tell you stuff to the point, I've taken him to classic car exhibitions, and they're overhearing him, like the owners, and they're like, well, come over here, young man, get in, because just like you, when you have a passion, they appreciate that you love. And he couldn't believe, I have pictures where he just, Austin Healey is like his favorite. Now,
really?
Kids, it could change, but I know that was the last one that just lit him up.
That's still huge for a kid to love Austin Healey.
He knew so much about it. I'm talking about the engine and the power. All this language, and I used to do auto shows, like talk about powertrain and all this stuff with the obviously more modern vehicles. But they were so impressed, and that's why again they invited him to come and sit in their vehicles where most people couldn't even touch him. Right.
It didn't happen too
And
often.
this was like a couple years, so he was like 8 years old, like, you know what I mean? And so when you have that passion for something, you connect with other people with that same passion.
Absolutely.
So that's why I wanted to see if kids can come, because I just remember how he made me feel just enjoying that. And he was so appreciative that I took him, you know. So I do understand there is also a nonprofit. You have a foundation with the concourse?
Yes, we're a nonprofit organization. And we take pride in helping the community and giving back to the community. We're also aligned with the 100 Black Men of Atlanta.
Okay.
We made history with them because that was my baby. I take pride on that one too. This is the first time they united. All chapters united under one roof. That's never happened before, except because I explained to them. I said, "You guys, your power with us would be better if you were all encompassing one." Right. There are some growing pains, just like anything else in life.
Yeah.
But I give those guys credit. They really are. They're stand-up men. Plus, what they do. I want people to understand what they do is so important to our community. I have a lot of young Black men and young Black boys who are going to be there who've never been to a concourse. Mm-hmm. And yeah, their eyeballs pop out of their head, which is fine. But we're going to show them, because there may be an interest in two of them to go in the industry, and we want to encourage that.
Because you have like an educational program and mentoring surrounding the hobby of classic cars. Is that?
Well, 100 Black Men does. Plus, we're also we work with 2 restoration companies, and one of them is a school. Okay. And what they do is they teach restoration or working on older classic cars, because it's becoming a lost art. Unfortunately, our hobby is dying because the men who were involved are dying. Right. Because you're dealing with 70, 80, 90-year-old cars.
So it's time to pass the torch.
It's time to pass the torch.
Gotcha. Okay.
And, so we got some great young guys coming up, and we're proud of that. We also have we call them the Concours Cadets. And we tried it for the first time last year. It was awesome. It was a handful of young men, all under the age of 20, who walked around with the judges as we were judging the cars. And we're telling them what we're looking for, how to judge this, what to do, how to greet yourself to the entrant who owns the car, all the pomp and circumstance. That's never happened before either.
That's awesome. Yeah, your presentation of yourself, because then it says self-respect, and you're just aware of your presence and how you are presenting yourself.
We let these young men understand at a very young age, you gotta respect the industry. You have to respect these cars. Anything that lasts for 80, 70, 90, 100 years is something special. And they see that what we do as judges, we go out of our way to say, "Well, thank you very much for bringing your car, man. We really appreciate it. By the way, your car is gorgeous. Tell us a little bit about your car." Gotcha. And asking a car guy, tell him about your car, you better pull up a chair.
Right. I do know
which
that.
Which is fine.
Right.
But, it's the respect. It's the respect. And then we tell them how we're going to judge their car. We're going to do this, and that. I want all the cavities open. I need your doors open, your hood, your trunk. If there's anything else you want to tell me before I start judging? Meaning, if there's something wrong, tell me now. So what is the? Sadly, when you're a concours judge, like any other judge, you're looking for faults or mistakes or problems. Right. I've judged classes over the years. I judged a Ferrari class this one time, and what separated the winner of that class and the person who got second place was 0.5. And what was the difference? What? His clock wasn't working. You so mean. Well, see, no, I remember that because, again, these are guys who are spending hundreds and thousands of dollars to restore these cars. And I had to look him in the face and said, "Sir, any way you can get your clock working, I can come back." And he had some expletives and said no. So it has to be original parts, yes, or from parts that if you repaired it or you did something, it has to be still from that time. That's relevant. Okay, correct. You can't use something from 2016 to throw it on here. No. Okay, and then everything has to be functioning. For example, all your headlights in those old cars, it's going to say either Hella, it's going to say GE, or it's going to say Lucas. Lucas is England, GE is here in the United States, and Hella is Europe. The European cars. So. If you put a Hella headlight in a 56 Chevy, it's not gonna work. You should have put a Sylvania or a GE in there. Now people say we're nitpicking. Well, this is the World Series. This is the Super Bowl.
That's right.
If you're going to step on the stage.
So that means you had to do a lot of study and research just to be able to know and be able to
still
pick
doing
that
it.
out.
I go out of my way to make sure. Well, I judged 3 classes last year. Our head judge, what he does now with computers is great, though. It's nothing like it was 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He sends us the cars that we're judging. So now I know ahead of time, which I didn't even 30 years ago. But I go into my books. I have a library like yours, except it's a whole room of car books.
Oh, wow.
Well,
yeah,
I have to. I have to. And I want people to understand, it's anything that you're going to get involved in, it's about educating yourself.
There we go.
And being armed with that information. Plus, because of who I am, all eyes are always going to be on me. Mm-hmm. There have been many times I'm the only concours judge of color. And I know that. And I accept that, and I have no problem with that.
Right.
I'm also going to make sure I know my stuff. Because all eyes are on me.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
You know.
So now, also with the foundation, you do something with the veterans, correct? Yes. For disabled veterans?
Shepherd Center.
So the Shepherd Center. So tell me a little bit about that.
The Shepherd Center.
I love nonprofit stuff. I love when you help me. So that's my...
we're all huge on the veterans in this country because I don't care who your political affiliation is or anything. They get the shaft too often.
Oh, yeah.
Period. No. And it's just we put all that crap aside when it comes to the Shepherd Center. They're all about helping veterans who need help.
Okay, right.
And they do things that you can't get done at the VA hospital or whatever, and that they're going to look for housing for you. They're going to do this. They're going to take care of you short term or what have you. They're going to get you medical help. They go out of their way to make sure you're taken care of.
That's awesome.
And it's beautiful.
That is a beautiful thing because even with my organizations, I've been involved with outreach for 30 years since I moved to Atlanta. And the previous organization, I changed it to Elevate the Good, was 5-2 Crew. We've literally gotten people out of their cars, couples from veteran situations, got them apartments and furniture and all of that, and getting medical care that they should be able to just walk into the VA and get, but it's just a fight, and then you have to partner with all these other people just to get them that help. So I really appreciate that you guys are doing that. That is just incredible. So in terms of the tickets and the profits or whatever that's coming from the event, a portion goes to the Shepherd Spinal Center?
Absolutely,
okay.
Absolutely.
That is so awesome. So when you buy a ticket, you're not only getting cars, you're going to be helping. So that is an incredible thing. What else do you want us to know about this wonderful event?
We have the Corvette Museum in Kentucky is going to be helping us with the Corvette display. Oh, wow. And they're sending us 2 cars that the general public's never seen. Okay. They've been at the museum in their basement. So these cars are, as a matter of fact, they're online, look at the pictures like, whoa. They were concept cars of, well, this is how we're going to do it. This is 1968 and 1974. They're beautiful concept cars. Plus, in addition to that, they have the president of the Corvette Club of North America is going to be there. And a lot of Corvette owners from here in Metro Atlanta are going to be there. Wow. That's a huge exhibition, and we're so proud of that. The Porsche of North America, they restored one of their Porsche racing vans where they used to put the cars in. Yeah. It's fully restored. It's incredible. It's going to be there along with some of the racing Porsches from the 50s and 60s. So that's a huge... So you can come and take pictures next to the vehicles, all that good stuff. Absolutely. Okay. And you can meet some of the icons who were involved in the racing aspect of it. We have a couple of very special race cars that are going to be there. One of them is the car that got Emerson Fittipaldi out of retirement, and he went on to win another world championship back in the 80s. Wow. That car is going to be there. There's a Lotus that's going to be there that was driven by Jimmy Clark, who was an incredible race car driver in the 60s. Of course, the icon exhibit, which I'm proud to say I'm a part of. Of course. And I put together. But you're going to see cars. You're going to see groupings of cars that are very rare. We have 3 cars that are less than 5 rating in the world. They're going to be there. The Thomas Flyers, those were those steam cars. We call them brass era cars from the 1900s. Like I said, we have 3 of them. They ran on steam? One of them ran on steam. The other 2 were gas. But very rare cars. I don't even think I've ever heard that. Yeah, well, Wow. But we're looking forward to it. We have so much available for people in the state of Georgia, not just Atlanta, but the state, because we got people coming from all over the country for these events.
So people want to know, is Tyler Perry going to be there, right?
Let's give Tyler a call and find out.
We want to know that, right?
Well, it's funny. I have a couple of entrants who are moving out of their cars, and one of them, he has one of the Rolls Royces that was owned by Queen Elizabeth, so that Rolls Royce is something else. Real nice guy. He goes, "Now, Aaron, I want to make sure that Tyler's there. I want to take a picture of him and sit in the back of my car."
So that car's going to be there?
Yeah.
Really? Man, you pulled some stuff, didn't you? Well, this is going to be incredible.
It really is. I mean, like I said, we have his car. I told you about Mae West Duesenberg, and yeah, we're just.
I just think it's just a fun event. You can kind of learn some stuff about the past and the history, and just have a relaxing day and just having fun, taking pictures, and just not being so serious about everything, and just even if you can't afford the vehicle, you could just still enjoy it. And like I said, it's just you can elevate and or trigger someone's interest.
Absolutely.
In this hobby, you know what I mean? And even any other hobby that they may have, because you're passionate for it, because you just go all in. Like you said, you have that knowledge, you study, you got a library of books, and that's what you do when you love something, that you put yourself all into it.
Absolutely.
And it's sometimes, and a lot of times, most of the times, it's not really necessarily about the money if you're getting, something from it. Yeah. And you're blessing other people with it, because like you were saying, those people have the cars, but then they just have them in their basement or in the garage or whatever they're doing with it. But if you have something and you're exhibiting it and sharing it, that's where you are elevating other people. You know what I mean?
So we've gotten tons of responses about James Brown's Lincoln and Sammy Davis Jr.'s Rolls Royce, because people are in. It's fascinating to see. Wow, that's what Sammy Davis Jr. said.
Right.
That's what Sammy Davis, the greatest entertainer on the earth.
Right.
You probably heard of that, which is true.
Which is true.
The dude tap dance, regular dance, sing, play every instrument. Broadway. Just an incredible man. And that's where he's at.
And that's where he's at.
And by the way, typical Sammy Davis, his car comes with matching pairs of gold-plated golf clubs.
Oh, I take it no one's actually playing golf with him.
No, but that's Sammy. Sammy was he was over the top.
He was up there.
He was over the top. As a matter of fact, one of the auction houses last year sold another black Rolls Royce that he gave to Frank Sinatra as a gift, which is a hell of a friendship.
Wow.
Yeah.
You think? I want to be a friend. Well, thank you, Aaron, for just sharing this wonderful event. I'm excited about it. It being at Tyler Perry Studio, he just opened this wonderful, soundstage studio. 300 plus acres, and to have this event that's showcasing these cars from our black, owners is just all, like I said, it's legacy, it's historical, it's iconic. You never know what's gonna come. You like the Tiger Woods of the classic car exhibition now. Like seriously, you're now starting something new and different with this other, group of people that you're working with, because people probably don't even know how interested they are until they get there and it's like, oh, and the tickets are very affordable. So I do suggest. So tell us again the website.
www.atlantaconcours.org.
Or you can just say Atlanta Concours
in your search engine,
and it'll come right up. October 19th, October 20th, Saturday, Sunday. Thank you, Mr. Curator.
I got one more surprise for you.
Uh-oh.
No, it's a good thing. It's a great thing. My whole being of doing what I do and enjoying what I do and being good at what I do is a result of one man. And he's flying out. My dad will be here.
I know you in heaven. Look at you.
And I'm doing a special presentation for him. He doesn't know about it.
So you can have people crying? Are you going to cry too?
I'm already a little bit choked up.
Oh, I love it. So this is, you asked me why did I have you here. This is me. This is what I'm that person. I go to the emotions. Oh my God, this is so awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Do what makes you happy. Appreciate how you got there, your dad. That's what it's about. And this is elevate the good. You're going to make us go in on this. Okay, I love it. So I always like to ask the question, and it's a real question. What is your why?
What is my why?
For what you do? I feel your emotion, but what is it that you want us to walk away with? Not just this audience, but just energetically, what are you radiating? What is it that you want to happen with all of this in your life?
I want people from the Concours or just in general.
Just whatever your why, whether it's the Concours, your life, all of it. From what I see, it's all of it is you.
It is a level of appreciation for rolling art and the people that. Rolling art changed the world. We keep taking it for granted. Before the automobile, it was trains and what have you. The automobile changed the whole complexity of civilization. Mm-hmm. And people look at cars. I have to bite my tongue sometimes. People, it's just to get from A to B. No, it's not. No.
Trust me, because when my car's not working,
or I'll tell them, I'll be a little bit arrogant. We just have the wrong car.
Right.
If you feel that, if you had an Austin Healing MG, you feel differently because it's an exhilaration to drive a nice performing vehicle, going through the gears, and it's clean. It's got the chrome on it. It gives you a feeling, gives you a sense of
And the rolling arts. I like that. I've never heard they put it that way. It's the rolling arts.
It's rolling art.
And obviously your dad definitely planted a wonderful seed that even at 56, it still resonates with you too, emotionally, just...
I have to give it to him while he's still here.
And that's why it's important, not just parents, but friends and family, whatever. It's just like, how do we touch one another? Amen. Our energy. It's important. You have to be cognizant of what your energy is. You know what I mean? Because you never know what seed you're planting, what you're triggering someone. And we want it to be positive triggers.
Oh, yeah.
But that, again, I'd say this every show, but that is my show. Elevate the good. That's what it's about.
Yes, ma'am.
And you just did that.
Thank you so much.
And you do it all the time. And that's why you're on the show. So to answer the question that you asked me before we got on camera, that is why I asked you here over a lot of people.
I just feel honored to be here. I'm so happy that you, out of all those incredible people, there's some incredible people.
Oh, no, they were all. I wish I could have them all on here, but no, at Art Meso. But at the same time, you and I connected for a reason.
Right.
And like I said, my history with being a narrator at the auto show and a product specialist, I do have a natural inclination towards vehicles. People probably don't know that about me, but I talk powertrain and horsepower and suspension and all the stuff that other people probably like boring, but it is pretty interesting when you know the history and the background of stuff and the progression and and I made a lot of money doing it too. So that was good. Hey, they traveled me all over the country, so I really did have a good time with that. But thank you once again, Aaron. This is I wish you so much luck, so much blessing on this event. It's going to be incredible. I hope you have more than 100-fold of what you expected to have at this event, since it is an historical and iconic first time for the African-American Black owners of these vehicles, because we need to know this stuff, because those people bought those vehicles when they weren't being treated well at all. They couldn't go through the front door of their gigs or whatever. They may have been making money, but to see that they left something here that you can still appreciate.
Absolutely.
And something that's beautiful, and it's going to be fun.
Well, luckily, you're going to have a front seat to everything because you're going.
All right. Well, thank you. Elevate the good. Elevate the good. Elevate the good. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, sweetheart.
We're out.
All right. I can drink water now.
We've come to the end of a good time. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you're feeling elevated. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to this channel, and ring that bell below for episode notifications. Until next time, remember to elevate the good, elevate the good, elevate the good, elevate the good. Bye!